Hello, David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. Welcome back. Okay, there is a crackling of excitement in the air, and that is because No Time to Die is right around the corner when you are watching this. Yes, we are getting a movie in cinemas, and I think a lot of us can't wait. So it's a bit amazing after all of this time, after what, over, my gosh, a year and a half, that we're still getting new aha moments in the sartorial Bond style. And that's what we're talking about today, because as I glance to my right here, I see our good friend DC wearing this combat outfit, the 007 Bond commando outfit. You know the pieces. You've got the gloves, you've got the watch, you've got the rag and bone Henley, and of course, topping it off, centerpiece of a few posters, you've got the NPeal wool and cashmere jumper. We've had reviews on this, we've had discussions, and here it is. But as we like to really investigate these things, you know that we're completists, right? We've been looking for belts and which gun does he use and the knife and the pants. And today we are talking about the pants that he wears and an offering, a launch from NPeal Cashmere of the 007 combat pants. Yeah, I'm just a little excited. But here's the deal. I mean, I've got the parts and pieces on, but it's a bit windy under here. I'll just be frank with you. I'm glad we're shooting from the upper GI here because I got to get the pants. So we are going to take a cab and travel to New York City and pick up the pants from the flagship New York City store right now. All right, so just like movie magic, we are back. Look, you can tell we're back at NPeal in New York City. Why? Because we've got a rack of the 007 line right here. But as nice as this is, we're actually here to see what I just talked about. So let's head over this way. And in front of here, I'm gonna go and take a look at what is sitting here. And these are just what I described. But you know something? I need to get changed into these. So this is not for prying eyes. This is still a PG related YouTube, so I'll talk to you in a second. No, really, go away. This is rough stuff. Okay, and just a few buttons later, we have the pants on, but you know something? This was just to get the right size. Yes, I am a size small. It is fantastic. And more importantly, I'm gonna give these a light steam. We're gonna try on the whole outfit and we're gonna experience the pants the way these things were made to be experienced. Let's head on back. Okay, well, this made sense to put on all the parts and pieces. I'm not wearing boots. As you can see here, I've got bright white socks to really show off the pants in more detail as we are pulled all the way back. And we're going to show you a lot of details with these pants. But before we get into that, we've got to talk about the pants themselves in some of these scenes. So probably the best way to focus on, these, is to really start with the fact that we've seen this in moving pictures. We've seen them in trailers, but let's get right into it. So I think the reason why there's so much excitement and delight from NPeal to announce the launch of this film-inspired combat trouser, by the way, as well as the re-release of the iconic Navy rib army jumper worn by 007 in the upcoming James Bond film No Time to Die, is because of some of these details. This exclusive combat trouser, it's made of 100% cotton with all the details of the pair worn by James Bond in No Time to Die, whilst the matching combat jumper in Navy is made with a blend of 90% superfine merino, 10% cashmere. Those are the details we like. Now, they modeled its design on a British military commando trouser. We're going to get into more of those details soon. And NPeal developed this piece in conjunction with No Time to Die costume designer Siderat and Lalarbe. And Bond wears the trousers and sweater on the character poster during some key action scenes. Some of them you could see now. And You know something? Let's show you these trousers in their wonderful element. And at the same time, let's also listen to Siderat and Lalarbe and what she said about these trousers. From the closet of each and every Bond film, there's always emerges a memorable, informal look that combines a modern take on utility with the character's effortless and refined style. I knew we needed a trouser for Bond that would marry well with the commando sweater that we were already in the process of developing with NPeal. They would need to have a tactical functionality with pockets, dimensioned and positioned for specific props, but would also need to be visually interesting. Utility details like the front left gusseted pocket, ankle zips, adjustable hem straps, interior pocket fixtures, and components were all chosen and developed not only to fulfill the practical needs of the costume, but in keeping with the essence of Bond's signature style. Over the course of filming, multiple versions of these trousers were prototyped in our workshop. At every subsequent fitting, we continued to refine the pattern for every changing technical requirement while also perfecting the cut, details, and fit until we had the perfect pant for Bond to carry out his mission. The combat pant was designed not only to meet the particular demands of the action sequence in which they are worn, along with the commando sweater, but very much with an eye towards maintaining the iconic edge that defines James Bond. Okay, so we have to temper our excitement because there's a lot to be excited about here. I mean, the reality is we've been looking for who made these pants. Is somebody going to make them? What do we use in the meantime? But here they are. So, and by the way, quote from Adam Holdsworth, who's the NPeal managing director, says, "We're very pleased to work with the James Bond franchise, and our project with Siderat and No Time to Die is something of which we are very proud." Lots of excitement. So we've got to roll it back. And first of all, understand something. When we saw those images and trailers, when you wear a pants like this, there's a danger when you wear the whole outfit of potential, what we call cosplay or costume play. And we try to avoid that. Now, listen, when it was 1977, I used to play Han Solo with my Kenner blaster in the back, snapping off and blasting pretend stormtroopers, and look at me now. I've grown, I've expanded, I've evolved, and now I'm dressing like James Bond, shooting and blasting imaginary Spectre agents. Maybe I haven't grown up. That's another subject altogether. But let's start peeling away the layers to really talk about these pants, because the gloves, I wouldn't be wearing them out, right? Now the jumper I would be, but I might not wear them with the whole outfit all the time. I've paired this jumper with a blue collared shirt. It looks extremely good right now. It is 94 degrees. You may notice a couple beads of sweat. So we're going to take this off to really bolt down and talk about the pants themselves. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, maybe not exactly movie magic. It's a bit of a jump cut, but here we are. And now you're going to be able to see the pants so much better. And you know something? I'm more comfortable. First of all, let's take a look at the silhouette. And you can see that we're pulled very far back. It's important to kind of see this because as I took off the ribbed combat sweater and certainly the gloves, I still have my watch on. I have my RB Henley. And suddenly you've got an outfit that is more mainstream. By the way, size small ribbed Henley, size small pants, size small, I can't believe I said ribbed Henley, RB Henley, and ribbed commando sweater in a size small, 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 small. Why do we say that? Because we talk about chest size being a 40, 41, waist size being a 30, 31, just so you can understand how a small fits. I've got room, which is great. You know, I've got room. It's not cinched on me. Look, we're going to talk in like real, fashion style terms. There's no muffin topping is what's not going on here, which is great. But I've got a look here which I think is very modern, a very modern aesthetic and flattering at the same time. Now, I'm going to take this is how we start to transform. I'll roll up the sleeves. He's got it kind of rolled up, not all the way past the elbows like the European version, but probably like this in the movie. And you can see this in the movie with the suspenders on. There's some amazing scenes with, the gun barrel look. You see him in the Henley. So at some point he loses the ribbed commando sweater and he's just wearing these pants as kind of the centerpiece with the Henley. So let's get into them, okay? First of all, as I look at these, let's talk about the waist. I said it's very comfortable, but it has these two areas right here. They're almost like little parachute pulls that can tighten or loosen the area. They're tabs, but they're not like tabs like you've seen on some of the other brands out there. They're different. They feel very military. And at the same time, the hand of these and the cotton is not stiff, because some of you, if you've ever worn true combat pants, the rip stop, some of those things, first of all, they swish, they make sound. These really don't do that. The cotton is very soft. It's very combed. It's very relaxing, comfortable, and it gives. But as you can see here in the waist, you've got a lot of things going on. You've got multiple buttons at the top. You've got multiple buttons in the fly. It's not a zip fly. It's a button fly. You've got the pockets that are zipped and extremely roomy, but yet modern and very comfortable at the same time. You've got some patch pockets on the side here to hold a decent amount of things with different straps on here. I mean, a really amazing amount of straps and snaps to hold all of the props and details that Siddharth was talking about. On this side, you've got a place right here. You've got a place on the front right leg. See how I can do with balancing this. Whoa! For knives and implementation tools. And if you look on the back, let's do that. If you look on the back, you can see part of this gusseted crotch. So gusseted crotch, and I've been very careful the way I said that. Let me tell you what that does. It makes it so you can do these types of things. Like you can really do like action and running. You can do a split, of which I can't do, so I'm not going to do it. But watch this. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Didn't stretch. No, no. Not worth it, David. So if I could do a split, I could do a split in these. So that's the military aspect. It's the usefulness aspect. And we've got to talk about that, because another thing that I really like here is the zips at the bottom with the snaps. Now the zips and the snaps make it a snap. What? Tagline? No. You'd think I was in advertising or something. But what I like about it is that the snaps make it so you can leave it open or you could leave it unzipped, and you can change the style of these pants. Now, from a fit standpoint, these are not baggy. I thought these might be a bit baggy, but you could see because of that zipper, they do taper down. It is going to really, it's going to be significant when we talk about the types of shoes or boots that you wear with these. Because again, wearing combat boots with this suddenly make this a little bit too cosplay potentially. So let's talk about the fit. I don't have a monster derriere. Sorry. Or you're welcome. I don't know, whichever your preference is. But it's nice in the fact that it does flatter. It doesn't look bad. And even that higher gusseted crotch makes it, gusseted crotch, I love saying that, makes it so it can flatter a person with a somewhat flatter butt, or even if you have a more robust, protrubous butt, it'll work. So this, my point being is this really, when we talk about, hey, this piece of clothing is really good for this body type, mesomorph, ectomorphs, this could transform across those. Okay. Although these are obviously were born and raised around a combat pant, I got these, and I think you will get these, not just to wear as Bond in the combat scene. You're going to want to wear this. So it starts kind of a new discussion of wearability and practicality, because expectation-wise, I thought, when I heard from NPeal that they were doing this, I thought I would check off, I got these, it's great. But suddenly I put them on and it transformed my expectation. I can wear these out. How do I know that? Well, there is this thing called urban camo, and there's this movement. It's been in the last 10 to 15 years, but it really has hit a crescendo of people wearing camo clothing and camo patterns in cosmopolitan cities, not just out at, in the Ozarks and in the mountains. No, it's, or in the military, for that matter. It's everywhere. We have people everywhere. We have fashion everywhere. So the reality is that this can go and transform into a cosmopolitan environment. All right, don't believe me? Let me show you something. Okay, so here's what I did essentially. I took the Goldfinger NPeal cashmere top. You've seen this before. This is the polo. It fits and feels great, wonderful, black. All right, and it goes really well against this gray, this combat gray on the pants. But what it did was it elevated the moment here, because I'm still wearing the pants just like I was just wearing them with the combat sweater, except now I've dressed it down. I've basically taken it and moved it out of a combat movie sense, and because of the black polo that I'm now wearing, I can transform this into that urban camo moment that I'm pulling in, still wearing the same watch, haven't taken off the watch, but this is not a casual combat look. I think it's somewhere in the middle of like a business casual, but the pants automatically, to me, translate and say, you know something, I'm a more creative individual. You see a million black polos and blue polos out there. Of course you do, and it's very Bond. But you know something, and especially because I'm a CEO of an advertising agency, I can be a little bit more avant-garde. I could be a little bit more fashionable, not just stylish. So these combat pants don't look overtly like combat pants in this situation, because we've paired it with something that neutralizes that certainly cosplay look. We're totally not in cosplay world anymore, but also it gives me this elevated style, something a little bit more stead. But if I'm really playing the game correctly, if I really want to be dressed down, but use these pants to dress up, I'm going to go in a different direction. Hold on. David, you're a madman. A t-shirt. What are you doing? A t-shirt. You've gone from a wool ribbed combat jumper, sweater, to a black polo, to a simple t-shirt. What are you, mad? Hear me out. So what I've done in experimenting with these pants, and the reason why these pants could be really a bit of a chameleon in wearing different items with it, is because this relaxed nature of the pant, even though it's tapered, all right, if you remember, even though it feels styled, this whole combat urban aspect to fashion allows me to pair it with a simple t-shirt. Now I'm being very playful, a little action oriented, but really dressed down. I mean, what I would do is I would open up my pockets like this. And by the way, the wonderful people at NPeal in New York City were like, you should open your pockets. It looks more relaxed. And it is. It's looking more relaxed. I may even undo the zips and the snaps. Perish the thought. Just to, again, make it look a little less studied. All right? Still stylized. Still fashionable, but a little less steady, a little bit more relaxed, kicking your legs up and putting your hands in your pocket and having conversations with people and having a drink, but a nice, clean, not ripped up, not disgusting t-shirt that's not overly fitted, but fits you well. And I tied a blue onto it because I didn't want to do too many grays or white, which could be a little bit stark. No, it's just simple blue with the pants, hands in the pocket, walking around, talking to people. I could see myself doing some pitch rehearsals in my agency. I could see myself going out with Danielle for a drink, just kind of kicking back. These are extremely comfortable. Now, what I love about this urban combat type wear is that the old sweats and even shorts thing, it's an elevation of that. I mean, this is by NPeal. Let's not forget that. So it's got the quality that you come to know and love from NPeal, as well as the style. And then, wait for it, bomb coming. It's an invisible Bond moment. right? It's that connection. You know, you may have a friend or two, and I understand this is not going to be for everybody, but you have a friend or two that goes, what's with that pocket on the front? What's with the utility? And then you're going to say what you want to say. Maybe it's just stylized, maybe it's Bond. So the other thing that I found out when wearing these is that all the pockets and tabs and little rings and nooks and crannies to hold the melted butter, they actually have good utility. Like I can put my car keys in them. I can put other things, you know, there's no fanny pack needed with this. There's no, bag that's needed. Your trousers are a bag itself, and combat trousers, and yes, these are no exception with them, are to hide away these props and pieces in your everyday kit while at the same time making it still comfortable to move, not like you're rattling around. So everything has its place, everything has a pocket, and everything keeps it quiet and organized. So this is kind of like a walking organizational piece. Now, those of you who are sharp-eyed out there, and all of you are, you probably noticed I've been wearing white, bright socks. You know, I haven't put on shoes or boots or anything like that. But of course, you could pair this, and Harris from Dressing Like Bond had a great idea. Pair these with the Sky. These would look great with the Sky boots. Boots, suede chukkas would look amazing with these, of course. But because I still have on this t-shirt, because I'm trying to be relaxed, urban combat over here, I'm going to do it with my On sneakers. Love me some On sneakers. DC used them for training with Simon Waterson, but I swear that's not why I got them. Actually, my wife loves them. She kind of introduced me to them. So these are a navy and a white. They've got an interesting color to them, but also a little bit of a combat color. You could certainly do this with, you could do this with white sneakers. Again, like I said, boots. There really isn't a lot of shoes that you wouldn't do this with, but let's take a look. All right, so now I've got these sneakers on, and you can see by the close-up down here, it really works incredibly well with the cinching. I would probably put on some gray socks, not some white so as not to stand out, but as you can see, it definitely looks the part. All right, well, we have covered a lot of ground, but we needed to, right? We needed to hear from the costume designer and the wardrobe department how they worked with NPeal as part of that heritage, that journey that they went on to create these, because the creation, the story, is half the excitement. And then the excitement of being able to pair it with other things so you can transform the look, because, and I hate to break this to you, none of us, oh God, none of us are James Bond. We're not going to dress like this gentleman right here. So how do we take these pants and really transform them into something that we could wear every day, connected to our own personality? Because let's face it, we try to emulate the best things about Bond. The sartorial sense, the locations, the food, being gracious to other people, and we slough off the misogyny and the murder and all those other things that we don't like to talk about. But the reality is these pants have advanced. They've actually connected us back to the whole idea of no time to die and picking up these moments of our invisible hobby. All right. Well, we're going to put links below of where you can read the similar story and, of course, pick up these pants. The excitement's building. You can feel it all around you. This is just a part of it. And this has been David Zaritsky for the Bond Experience. And we'll see you all real soon. Take care. Thanks for watching this episode. If you want to be up on the latest from the Bond Experience, just click on this subscribe and subscribe to our channel. You're going to get all the latest and greatest information, plus some exclusive content. And by the way, speaking of content, here's something especially for you, just because we know you. Talk to you soon.